is LTV.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisinsuranceagency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. EnterpriseBanking.com.
Good afternoon. My name is Dean Mazzarella, Mayor for the City of Leominster, and welcome. We do the show every week. It's called Inside Leominster. We're here for about an hour. We take phone calls on any subject that you have, and if for some reason I cannot answer the question or talk specifically to the subject, I will make sure that I either get back to you or bring it up at our next meeting, or we do a thing called morning briefing every morning at City Hall. we do what's called morning briefing, and that's something you can watch through various Facebook accounts, different city community development accounts, my own account. And so that's the name of the show. Our phone number is 978-534-1626. Maybe you're passing, little frog in my throat here. Maybe you're passing through the channels and you're like, hey, what's he doing? Who's this guy? What's he talking about? Well, pause. We talk about a lot of things here. Sometimes we jump from subject to subject. We're supposed to have a guest tonight. Is she here? Sure. All right, good. So Donata's here from the Leominster Spanish American Center, which is good. And we have lots. We have Pop Goes the Culture there, talk about, and a bunch of other things that we need to let you know. Now, this is Thursday night, and I want to let you know that tomorrow at noon, we've been watching the weather like parents of children that are about to be married and planning a wedding. And, you know, the rain. See, my thing is plan weddings as if it's going to rain. And then if it doesn't rain, then you're like, wow, you know, we were ready for it just in case it did rain. And but anyway, the stroll is a big event. It's we have it scheduled for this Saturday from 3 to 7 at night. And maybe you're going away for the day, but maybe you're coming back. And that's why we did it 3 to 7. If you're around, you come at 3. And if you're just getting back into town, maybe you went to the beach for the day or another activity, there's still time, right? So we're there 3 to 7. Now, tomorrow at noon, watch everywhere. We'll make sure we put it out all over the place so people know what's the weather look like as of now. And we'll let people know at noon tomorrow. If it's on. If it's off, it's just postponed until Sunday. And so, yeah, it's looking like rain. But things change. Last Saturday, if you remember, we had a beautiful graduation. It ended up on Sunday. And LTV did a super job, like really good. It got a lot of people. You know, the wonderful part about, cable TV or TV or social media is, a lot of times people can't make it. So you could have been across the country and watched a graduation, the class of 2025. And sometimes people's arrangements, or they can't get out of work, but they really wanted to be there. You can still be part of local activities even though you couldn't be there. And I have to say, it was just like being there. I watched later on in the day, I watched LTV, and I watched the graduation, and it was almost like I was standing up in the bleachers watching it. It really was well done. I could see all the kids. I could hear the speakers. I even got a feel for what the day was like just by watching. Now, it was windy, but I must say, all the kids were so respectful. A lot of kids had ties and ladies' dresses, and everybody looked professional. The one thing that always strikes me, I was probably that kid, is having to walk up there to get your diploma. Some kids are just very, that's talk about stage fright. But we tried to loosen them up before they got up and get them ready. And it was windy, and so things were blowing around. but it'll be memorable. Memorable in the sense that the kids were awesome. It was windy, and nobody complained. They weren't like, oh man, I waited all 12 years for a nice day. I've been out there when it was hot, and let me tell you, you want to remember a graduation, or forget one, I should say, as far as the weather goes, because they're all good, is when it gets like hot out there, and that sun is hitting you. So anyways, excellent graduation. LTV, if you didn't get a chance to see it, watch it. And just, as I said, it's just like being there. So congratulations to the class of 2025. Everyone kept their speeches. We were out of there in, I would say, an hour and a half, and this thing was wrapped up, which is, I think, the world's changed. I don't know what you can say to to graduates, but the simple things, and when you're graduating from high school, it's about experiencing the world and learning. I mean, how many people sat down with any one of us and said, you should do this, you shouldn't do that. Invest in this, don't invest in that, right? I mean, everybody. The reality is, for most of us, you just got to learn on your own. So someday you can tell another generation, you should do this, you shouldn't do that. How many times did you say, I should have listened to my mother, should have listened to my father, should have listened to the guy down the street, should have listened to my teacher, should have, could have, should have, would have. Reality is you go out and life is the experience. And along the way, everything dawned, it's like, oh yeah, that's what they meant by this. And that's experiencing life. If everybody read the template, then where would we be? I mean, it's a lot of people went to school for a certain thing, ended up in a completely different vocation, completely, myself included, right? I ended up in a totally different world than what I went to school for. Although, still involved in police world, I went to school for business as well, still involved in that world. But yeah, and I think the best thing is find something, I heard that, how many times did you hear it when you were graduating, right? 50 years ago, I graduated, and the message since then was, find something you really like to do, like you really get excited on, and the rest will be easy. That's it, right? I mean, that's got to be the truth. And I had a conversation with somebody that had a chance to go into a military school, like the best of the best. And I always wanted to ask the question, well, why, you declined it, like anybody else would, this should be it. And his simple answer was, I didn't live and breathe it. It wasn't like this passion that I couldn't sleep at night. I was so excited about it. I lived and breathed it like the other cadets, the other people that were going to end up in this military academy. I didn't have that, and I didn't have that fire in my belt. Was I excited? Yeah, but I didn't. It wasn't my whole entire everything, and so for us, fortunate enough to find something, and sometimes it's a hobby, right? Sometimes, like people that fish, like I watch these people that fish. I'm like, wow, look how excited! Pictures posted up on Facebook and talking all about the catch. And everything, like this masterful science and this sort of the bait that they used, the line, the strength of the line, where they were, just everything. And sometimes it is. Now, not everybody can turn a hobby into a passion. But so that's the only thing I can think of to tell a graduate is, you've heard this a million times, it's probably the one thing you want to hang on to is find something you really, really like, get excited about. And I say I've been to more wakes and funerals than anyone, and nobody at eulogy time at church wants to be remembered for how much money they had. They don't want to be remembered for how many cars and antique cars they had, and if they had a yacht. Everybody seems to want to be remembered for the same basic things: being generous, and kind. And yeah, they made some money, but they were generous with it. They donated it. They helped other people. If they had a business, they were good to their employees. If they lived in a neighborhood, they were nice people. That's what, right? He was a good grandfather. He was a good husband, wife. He was a good worker. How simple does it get? That's what people want to be remembered for. I know I've been to probably more funerals than probably anybody that's watching today. And that's not bragging. I prefer not to. I prefer we all live forever. And to some extent, if you believe we do, we do. But nobody. So everybody gets caught up in the whole money thing. And of course, you got to have enough to pay your bills. And of course, there's things that you want and a nice house. Of course, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's all right. But at the end of the day, think about how you want to be remembered, and maybe start at the end and work back this way, right? I mean, that's really the thing. So I can think of nothing else other than what I say every morning, right? Don't let anybody ruin your day. Be kind, be generous when you can. Be nice, be patient, be well, grateful and thoughtful and careful. And shop local. That's it. That's all I could put. And then I always end graduation by saying, of all the places you will go and all the things that you'll see, you'll always have a home here at 01453. LTV's pretty close.
I thought that's where you were going.
Pretty close, though.
Yeah.
But that's why I say every other, what else can you say? And this year I said, parents, love your kids. This is a complicated world. Just love your kids. Don't worry. You don't have to. I know you want your kid to be a professional ball player, and we've got plenty here that are professionals here in Leominster. You wanted your kid to do this. You wanted a kid to do that. You wanted your kid to marry this. You're Irish and you wanted somebody to marry Irish. I get it. I get it. But that's not how the world. There are many more flavors today. There used to be chocolate and vanilla and strawberry. And now you go to Kimball's and there's 57,000, and you still pick chocolate or vanilla or whatever. The reality is a complicated world. Just love your kids. That's all. Simple as that, right? If you've ever watched on TV the most heinous crimes, where's mom? Where's mom? Sitting up front with the pocketbook. And people that have been accused of the worst crimes one could ever think of. Where's mom? Ma? Right up front. Right up front. Like, that's loving your kid, right? No matter what. And so that's it. That's the short or long version of the short version at 978-534-1626. So we'll let you know tomorrow at noontime about the stroll. It's summer stroll set to go on Saturday, 3 to 7. We may have to postpone it, push it forward, 3 to 7 on Sunday, but we'll let you know. So I started out saying that, and then one thing led to the next, to the next, to the next. Yeah, and that's how it goes. We'll take a short break, and we're live this afternoon here on Inside Leominster, and we're coming back with Donata Mann. She's always a good guest, and we'll be talking about the Spanish American Center.
I now have the pleasure of introducing our first student speaker. The LHS class of 2025 valedictorian is Maggie Layton, who will be attending Harvard University to study human development and regenerative biology on a pre-medical track.
Good morning to all. Today is more than the end of our high school journey together. It is the beginning of something much, much bigger, the rest of our lives. As I look across this field, I don't just see my classmates. I see our future. I see the hairstylist who will give people confidence, the service member who will stand up to protect our freedom, the carpenter who will build family homes, and the teacher who will inspire the next generation of students. I see future doctors who will heal, engineers who will create, and entrepreneurs who will take bold risks. But what matters most is remembering that no dream is insignificant and no journey is without its value. Whether you're holding a hammer, a stethoscope, scissors, or a laptop, what truly counts is the purpose and the passion that you bring. It's about the impact that you leave behind, about doing what you can, doing it with care, and maybe improving someone's day or changing their life because of it. Some of us already have a clear direction. Others are still figuring out what inspires us, and that's just as exciting. Life isn't a race to the finish line, it's a long journey. And every little step we take, even the uncertain ones, matter. The choices we make, the detours we take, even the moments of doubt, all help shape who we are becoming. Congratulations, class of 2025. The future is waiting for us.
Yeah, you don't have to go on you don't have to go on. Maggie did a great job. She's a good young lady, tremendous, and an overachiever, and she does it because she loves to do it. And she just did that speech, said everything you could say in a speech, and she did it in less than 5 minutes. And that's my new thing.
That's your new thing.
Can you say it in, bottom line, can you say it in a short amount of time? Can we? And if not, we're in trouble, because the older I get, the more I get. I'm a plug and play guy. I just want to plug it in. Just start at the end, right? Tell me what you need to tell me. Then if you want to give me the details, let's see if I get it the first time. Whenever I see somebody's like, yeah, we want to give you a presentation, I'm like, a presentation? How long? What do you mean a presentation? For what? Well, we want to explain this. I'm like, I think I get it, most of it. Can you get to the important parts? Anyway, welcome back. And yes, it was a wonderful. It was just nice, a certain vibe. Donata was there as well.
I was there.
There was a certain vibe about it. From the second I walked in and drove through all the students as I had to get in. And I don't know, it was just a really nice graduation. Maybe because I was excited, it wasn't, when you're wearing a suit, a tie, it wasn't hot. So maybe I was just excited at the very beginning, knowing it was going to be a nice day to wear a suit.
Well, it was such a nice day, and so I think the kids, really lucked out, and they were so excited. They were just
so nice.
They were.
It was just a really nice, dignified, special graduation. I'm 50 years up. I've been out. I graduated 50 years ago. Ain't nobody listening to me. Like, that old guy, ain't listening to him. What's he know? He graduated 50 years ago. They didn't even have artificial intelligence or the internet, right? I mean, they didn't have anything.
No, we didn't.
They had a phone. They had a phone, and you made a call. Generally, whoever it was you're trying to call didn't answer. A mother or a father answered. And that's the last people you want to talk to, right? It's like, can you just answer the phone? I'll call exactly 6. If you answer the phone, please, call it 6. Somebody else answers. And you hear them, hey, Tom, where's Tom? Everybody's yelling and muffling the phone. Tom, where are you? Don't be on the phone. Right? Somebody else is in the back yelling. The world's changed, right?
And you couldn't move around with the phone.
Oh, no.
No, it had the cord on it.
If you had a room off to the side, then you'd get the, hey, don't bend the cord. So what's new at the Spanish American Center? I know summer snuck up on us.
Didn't it?
Today,
It did.
Did you hear my opening remarks at graduation? I said, welcome to the first day of winter. And here we are, right, just a couple days later.
Yeah.
It's summer. S-U-M-M-A-H.
Yes, summer. That's right. No spring.
Not summer.
Spring. Yeah, no.
I don't know. We got a little early spring kind of thing, but then we got confused by a snowstorm, and then that's why we're here. We love the weather abuse, living on the edge. Right?
Okay.
No, I don't know. What are we doing here, by the way?
I don't know.
No, I love it here. Are you kidding me? It's the anticipation of the next season. Right around August, people will be like, okay, you want some of that spiced pumpkin? I'm ready. I'm already buying pulling out my, it'll be like 90 in September, like it usually is. But people that's how we live it.
Yeah.
So you must have a full summer plan for the Spanish American Center.
We do, and making plans, and starting July 7th through August 15th, 6 weeks of excitement. We send the kids home tired. We try and make sure.
Yeah, what'd you do to Johnny yesterday? He went to bed at 7 o'clock, and he didn't wake up till 7 o'clock the next
There you go.
morning. What'd you do to him?
Well, that's one of the favorite places because we run them and they're playing soccer and basketball and doing all kinds of science experiments and just having a great time.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
So is there still room if somebody's interested in signing up for the summer
Certainly.
programs?
Staff asked me today, well, will we be putting a block, with only taking so many kids? And I said, nope.
More the merrier.
That's right. The more the merrier.
Now, I have to say, I know there have been a lot of ethnic clubs in the city, or different groups, right? And early on, when they first formed the Spanish American, they were very adamant that it would be called the Spanish American Center. And they have lived by that charge forever. It is, so when people say, oh, they're having a summer camp, Spanish American Center, oh, that's just for Latinos or No, not at all.
Not at all.
It's not. It's Spanish American and everybody else in between.
And everyone else in between. Everyone feels very comfortable in being there. And our staff is so diverse, too.
Yeah.
So, we, just so many kids. And I'm learning Mandarin.
You are?
Oh, yes, I'm going to start learning Mandarin because we have children and staff. I practice my limited French with Haitian children.
Oh, yeah.
I practice my Spanish. I'm going to be trilingual.
At our police and fire departments, we speak about every language now.
Do you?
Yes.
You should, yeah.
It's pretty fun, I'll tell you.
It is.
It's fun to hear them,
It is.
We were at City Hall and obviously we speak Spanish, a number of people that work there, but Spanish and Portuguese
exactly.
often aren't the same, right? There's some, but not all. And we have somebody who can speak Portuguese now. So we got it covered, which is good.
It is very good. It's very good. And I tell the kids that can speak, there's some little ones that speak 3 languages. And I
know they're trilingual.
Yeah, I said, you'll be able to travel anywhere, get a job anywhere.
You can be my guide.
Yeah.
Huh? Trilingual at young ages. Man, they just absorb it.
They do.
And are you going to use St. Cecilia's this year?
We're there again this year because we moved in, and so our after-school program is there.
Hey, St. Cecilia's, we're here. Where ain't going anywhere.
Nope.
So you run your after-school programs there. You run your summer program. You rent the big tent out there.
Put the big tent out there. We have robotics on Saturday. We have hiking. The kids actually come back, and we go hiking on Saturdays.
How fun.
In Central Mass. So we're there. We've moved in.
It's like, Monsignor.
Monsignor.
We're going to have to delay bingo. No.
We never interfere with bingo.
And it's wonderful that the school is open up again and the kids in the neighborhood can stay in the neighborhood. People used to say to me all the time, well, just have them go down to Francis Drake or Southeast School. Just have them go down there. I'm like, I know, but that's like another world, like for a parent to send their kids. Most parents just want to send their kids down the street, not not cross down Mechanic Street and then down to the Viscaloid, and it's a different world. So this is so convenient, and we get to hire some kids in the summer and pay them to be the staff,
the junior staff, and so this year I'm frightened because I have had 36 teens want to work.
Really?
Yeah. And so I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can.
Now you got to pick them. Now you got the task of interviewing.
We have interviewed some of them. Some of them are repeats, they've worked with us the past 2 or 3 years. But they're just so good. I'm always amazed at how they prepare their classes. I let them teach. So they have science kits, or they find experiments online.
On their own.
On their own.
Yeah.
And then they evaluate themselves at the end. They get together as a little group, and then they evaluate their performance.
That's tough stuff.
It is.
Is that Crystal on the phone? Let's say hello to Crystal. Crystal's had a busy week. Everywhere I went, there was Crystal. Is she on the phone?
Yeah, I am.
Hi, Crystal.
How are you?
I said you had a busy week. Everywhere I went, there you were.
Dave said hello.
Oh, well, tell him I said hello. Back.
Yeah, yeah. So they're gonna have their thing on Saturday where you can stay and get rewards on Saturday. Okay?
Really?
Yeah,
I'm not good at those reward things.
me neither.
I don't.
What's the lady's name you're talking to?
I'm talking to Donata Martin from the Spanish American Center.
Oh yeah, she might know who I am.
Everybody knows
I
you.
do.
I meet more people, and they're like, I met one of your friends at Hannaford. I'm saying, who'd you meet down here, Mr. or Mrs. Hannaford? And they're like, no, Crystal. I said, then Mrs. Hannaford. She knows everybody.
This is Donata. Are you gonna need my help at the summer camp this year?
Am I going to need your help? We just
Yeah.
might. We just might. I have a goal this year that we'll see if I make it. May not
Okay.
have enough space for all of them.
I am coming to the cookout for this Saturday.
Oh, we canceled the cookout.
Were you going to have one this weekend?
This weekend was the just before the stroll
Yeah.
because we were going to work at the kickoff
Yeah.
and then come to the stroll and
Oh.
work there as well.
So are you going to do it again at a different time or something?
In August,
Oh, all
we're
right.
going to.
Good.
Yes.
That's it.
I'll talk to you guys later.
All right,
All
Crystal.
right. It's nice to talk to you.
See, we should remember that.
Yeah. But we also, also other than the summer program, we just started a police athletic league. So
I saw that. How's it going?
That's going well.
We've
We
been
need some
promoting
more
it on
kids.
our morning briefing
Yeah.
and letting people know about it. So you want to get some information if somebody's interested in that?
Yes, they should just contact us at the Spanish American Center, or there is a number on the flyer
Mm-hmm.
where they can register for the program. And we have Leominster Police, we have state troopers. Nice group of people, some
Good.
clinical people, and
Wow.
and we're having a good time at Northwest. Would like to see some more kids now that flag football is over. I think we'll see some more.
Keep them busy.
Yeah, keep them busy.
Well, thank you for coming on. Do we miss anything at all?
Let's see.
You can stay and play, but you want to stay? Let's play Pop Goes the Weasel here, pop culture, to see how hip you are
Oh, no.
to what's going on in the world
no.
today. I always do. I don't know, man. I probably average 60, 70%.
Really?
I do all right. I'm not a movie guy, though. I mean,
Well,
what? You see, he gets excited by this stuff. He loves movies. I don't have time to watch
there's
movies.
TV.
The Titanic sunk, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah, I know.
Even though they made like 5 movies, the ending's always the same. People go to the movies and I'll say,
The ending's
what are you going to
always
go
the
for? And
same.
they're like, to see the Titanic. I'm like, it always ends the same
same
way.
way.
Don't tell me. I'm like, you don't know what happens
Well,
at the
there's
end.
3 games this week, Dean, for TV, movie, and books, because of summer reading.
Summer reading.
So let's see. Can you guess this TV show from these 7 images? It all has to do with one famous TV show that I know you've seen. We got a bow tie, we got shrimp, we got a fork.
Groucho Marx?
Nope.
Guess
Margarita.
the TV show. Is this a current TV show?
It was on from 2016 to 2020.
2016.
To 2020.
The bow tie, the
Pee Wee
fork.
Herman?
No.
Well, I mean, come on. You had a bow tie.
All right, what is it? The Good Place.
Oh,
Because her favorite food was shrimp.
yeah.
Frozen yogurt is what they had. Michael always wears a bow tie, and you got the glasses.
Wow.
So
You and 3 other people watched that.
I don't know.
I think they're all in this building.
Donata, did you ever watch that?
No.
See,
I missed that one.
He likes. He's got his menu is this like that long of stuff that he's really into.
Wow.
Well,
All right.
Valerie made these ones.
Valerie,
So this is a very famous summer movie.
a summer movie.
Summer movie season's coming up. This was the biggest movie
it,
of 2010.
Summer lovin' had no end. Grease.
No, it's not
No,
Grease.
I don't know. I had to say something. What do you think, Donata?
The top is the big giveaway.
School's
top is the big-
out for the summer. Alice Cooper. No. The bus, a building, a twisted piece of paper, a cane. This is a summer movie.
This is a summer movie?
Yeah, well, the cane and the page have to do with an actor's name in it. Someone's last name is Kane
Page. What's her name there? Page.
Elliott Page.
Elliott Page.
So,
All right, let's see it, because
Inception.
4 people saw this.
It was the biggest movie of 2010.
Okay, I mean, I believe you. I just, you know. God,
Famous book.
famous book. I'm the Cheese. It's a summer reading.
That's not a horse, it's a
horse of a different color?
It's a pony.
The Wizard of Oz?
Pony is one of the characters' names.
James Dean?
No, but they did wear,
Leather coats?
yep, and they always hung out at the drive-in. One of the characters' names was Soda Pop.
This isn't like West Side Story or something, is
No, you're close, though.
it?
Oh, really?
It's not Grease. West Side Story.
Very famous book turned into a very famous movie.
Really? All right, I give up.
Biggest book for summer reading is The Outsiders.
Oh, The Outsiders.
The
5 people read that book. I mean, it's a good thing you're in. All right, here we go. The Bear drops on Hulu. I have heard this.
The Bear is good.
Yeah. Members of the original cast of the hit Broadway musical Hamilton reunited for the special performance at the 78th Annual Tony Awards. Taylor Swift now owns all of her own music after buying it back from Shamrock Capital. Right, but also what she did is she reproduced and re-recorded all the stuff that she did that they ripped her off. You know, they didn't pay her any money for anything. So she said, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do it all over again.
So now she owns both.
Now she owns both. No, but I'm just saying, that's a good move. Because they always try to, what's the guy that just did the concert down there at Foxborough Stadium there? What's his name? No, what's the big guy's name there?
Jelly Roll?
Jelly Roll. He's got a video that he does that he talks about how they rip everybody off. You know, the producers and the agents and everything, and how you've got to do like $2 million worth of business to make a penny. And you've got, you know, he started explaining everything, and everybody thinks they're getting rich, and the reality is that first trailer for Wicked, for good, the second part of the Wicked dropped yesterday at June 4th. Is it 3 hours, though? I mean, I'll have 3 hours to give up.
It's probably going to be 3 hours.
Oh, my goodness. Tom Felton returns to play Draco Malfoy on Broadway's Harry Potter and Curse. I thought they were done. See, they said they were done with the whole Harry Potter thing, but I know they weren't.
The show's been on Broadway for the last...
I know, but I knew they weren't done.
Yeah, but the kid who played him in the movies is playing him on Broadway for the first time.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd go, but... How'd you do, Donana? You look like you're in shock. Like, what?
I am.
What
I expected it to be like Jeopardy, and then I'd be able to answer the questions.
What the heck happened? Yeah, at least give us multiple choices here. He knows everything, though. He knows movies and actors and everything.
Wow.
Like, I'm telling you, the Titanic sank. That's about it. It's the last time I was in a movie theater. I think it was when it sank. I'm like, I watched this whole movie to have this happen at the end. A few rich people get on a boat and get out of there, and the band was still playing right to the end, right?
Yeah.
They took one for the team. All right, Donata, you're not going anyway. Now you're trapped.
No, I'm trapped.
Because we don't have any more commercials, and we got to read all this stuff before you take off. So anyway,
good.
Yeah, summer fun right here at the Spanish American Center. And is this yours right here?
That's it.
Yeah.
Some NASA
So we already put it up.
Yeah.
The NASA, you put that up. Varno Aldera, and then we've got in different languages, field trip to Framingham State University. Just to let you know, the pool opens Saturday, June 21st, but the water parks are already open, just so people know. And again, we'll let people know tomorrow about the summer stroll. And if it rains on Saturday, we'll let you know tomorrow. It might have to be moved to Sunday. Also, if you've never been to the Firefighters Memorial, they pay tribute and honor every firefighter who has passed. So regardless of how long ago it was and how many more firefighters will be firefighters ever, they always do this firefighter memorial, and they do it the first Sunday of June. So that's coming up we start at about 8 o'clock in the morning. It's really nice. It's not, you know, it's a couple hours, but they read the names of those that have passed in the last year. And at the end, the kids of the firefighters and retired firefighters with their grandkids walk back to the station, and there's refreshments. It's just a cool tradition.
That's nice.
Cool tradition. And then if you haven't had enough this weekend, we do the Pink Flamingo Day is June 23rd, and then we're off to the All-American City. June 26th to the 29th. And if you have somebody you'd like to nominate for Citizen of the Year, you can get a nomination paper at City Hall. So yeah, we've got tons and tons of cars for the car show. I hope if it rains, I know some people, vendors can't make it on Sunday, so I'm just hoping. Anyway, thanks to our silver sponsors, Whitney Companies, All One Credit Union, Benchmark Senior Living at Leominster Crossing, Coakley Family Dental, Domination Plumbing and Heating, Empower PR, Inspire Counseling, Pierce Plumbing and HVAC, Ascension Appraisal, Bugs Herbal Creations, Credit Hut Services, Cutie Patooties, First Church Unitarian Universalist, Lux Aesthetics, Lush, Pizza King, and Rotary Club of Leominster are all celebrating. Now, what an opportunity. I knew that I wanted to be a cop real young. And I was really, really young. I just knew it. And then as it got closer, I wasn't sure anymore because there was just too much going on. I jumped into real estate, but I'm like, no, I got to do it. I have to do it. Something I always wanted to do. Anyway, they're giving the civil service exam. And it used to be, when I was taking the test, that it was really hard to find out when the test, there was no internet, there was nothing. So it was hard to find out. I think they put like something, a message thing on City Hall. What are you going to do, check it every day? Anyway, now you can go to mass.gov and look up civil service, and there's a test coming up for law enforcement, state police, et cetera. There's a deadline of August 7th. So let people know.
Oh,
You should get a copy and put it up at the Spanish American Center.
You should.
Nomination papers, again, for Citizen of the Year, available at City Hall, at the library, and emergency management. June 14th is a good time to get rid of all that stuff that's been in your garage. It's the Household Hazardous Waste Collection Day. There's no registration is required. Sometimes you see a line, people panic, they get you right through. This is like, whew. And gross indecency. Yeah, I know, it sounds terrible. But City on a Hill Arts is a group that's already done a couple performances here in the city, and they don't charge to get into their plays. But Gross Indecency is a play about the 3 trials of Oscar Wilde. And it's free, and if you want to make a donation, you can. How's that? And it's at Leominster City Hall, June 6th, 7th, and 13th and 14th. So it should rain on the 6th. It's a good place to go because it'll be inside, and they start at 7:30. And if you can't stay awake that long, take a nap before you go.
Before you go.
While you're in there. That's that deal I used to have with my kids when they're small. Don't tell mom, I'm going to come in, I'll take a nap. Well, I work midnight to 8, so I'd be like, you guys watch the movie, I'll get you whatever you want. Just don't tell mom I took a nap. That's it. I'm supposed to be watching you guys so you don't run through the mall or something, while I'm... Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Oh, wow.
Fathers are very creative thinkers. We are. Like, here's the deal, kid. You could have 12 Hershey bars, popcorn, extra butter, whatever you want. Just let me take a nap while we're in here. Anyway, June 6th, 7th, 13th, and 14th, and they've been setting up. It's really cool how it's almost like the real thing, the real trials of Oscar Wilde. Cool. And this year, what we did is we incorporated the lemonade stands. We had that big event last year downtown. Right. Well, we said, you know what? Let's give them more exposure. Let's incorporate. There's so many more people that come to the stroll. So it's called Leominster's Squeeze Stop, and we're going to have a whole section of kids that are signed up to sell their Kool-Aid. And Kool-Aid, I said
lemonade,
Kool-Aid.
yeah. Lemonade, yeah.
Kool-Aid. Couldn't afford the lemonade. And Music for a Cause, this is coming up on the 6th as well. And Julie Tucker is putting this event on. There's a nice article in the newspaper about her and her daughter and MS. And,
I read that, yes.
Yeah, it's a nice article, very nice. And they got the recliners that are going to be there, and they do rock and blues and everything that makes you happy. And live music, dancing, snacks, raffles, and everything up at the Eagles on Saturday night. And the Trail Stewards have another hike coming up to celebrate National Trails Day, and that's the 8th. That's Sunday the 8th. And you got to be 18 years and older, and it starts at 10, and you meet at the Leominster State Forest Trailhead parking lot. That's at 1022. If you put 1022 Elm Street in your GPS, it'll bring you there. And don't forget everything you need to know about the library. Look, talk about organized. In May, they had their schedule for June. How'd you like to be like that? Imagine that.
Well,
I'm the guy at CVS doing my Christmas shopping on December 24th at like midnight.
most dads do.
Dads. You ever see that desperate look that dads have while they're out shopping? You know,
Yes.
you see them in a store like JCPenney or Macy's, and they have this like desperate look on their face. Like, A, I don't want to be here. B, I would do anything not to be here. C, I'm not sure what I'm doing or what I'm supposed to be doing. Please, somebody help me. Cancel Christmas, do something, but this is torture. Which is why everybody should have a buddy that can help them. Like, you know, or cut a deal, like, you know what I mean? Like, or help people out, prepare a list. You know, put one of those wish lists together. I want to be surprised. Okay, you're going to put somebody through torture? People have panic attacks. You can see them.
You can see it. Yeah,
They're
you
like
can.
desperate, like, help me, please. Resident yard waste drop off at 22 Jungle Road. Hours are 8 to 12, 8 to 12 on Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. You bring all your yard waste down. How's that? That's what I do, read commercials here. All right, so we got to get hopping here, but they are having a. Oh, I do have to tell people that tonight is the first concert on the over at Carter Park,
Oh,
and
it
it
is.
starts at 6:30, and it's Stomp and Holler, and this is Sonny Levine started this all out years ago, and Denise is keeping it alive, and she's got bands booked all the way through the summer. So we got music between Mark Marquis. He's got 2 dates, I think, in August, was it? I'll get those dates. We've got tons of stuff going on.
You
And
always do.
Pickleball.
Leominster does.
They have a pickleball tournament coming up on September 13th. That's the rec department. And, oh, we have pictures of the week, you guys? And if you need a print version of it, it's happening in Leominster. Everything is in here. I like a print version. I like things in print.
I do too, and I haven't seen that in print yet, but it's when I read it online,
There you go.
it's great.
It's great.
It
And you
is
can get
great.
it by just going to our website or going to the It's Happening in Leominster.
you.
All right, kids, here we go. Let's get the remote here. The person in charge is the one with the remote. Paving done on Prospect Street, Page Ave, Chalmers Street, and 9th Street. We're good. That's our first round. We'll have about another 2 rounds of paving this year. Smooth it out. That area of Prospect Street was really getting bad, so we're happy to have done that. And replacing the water line main on 1927. They're replacing the water line on Lindell Ave. So that's going to certainly help the quality of water up there, and they're doing a great job up there. Congratulations to our graduating class of 2025, and thank you, LTV. Great job. LHS project coming along. You can't see the fields that are way in the back, but that's where the new field's going to go, and the track. And I'll tell you, the poor contractor, that is the worst site to work when it's wet, and they have worked from like end of winter all the way through, and they have done a great job. I have to hand it to them. And work continues on Leland Ave. Plenty of work. And 160 people showed up for paint night at City Hall. Can you believe that? It was
Wow.
free, but 160 people. I'm just amazed. All right, new plants downtown. You know, it started a little late because of the weather, but Sally's out there and Brad's out there and everybody's hitting it, and everything's starting to pop now, you know?
It always looks so nice.
Donna did a nice job in front of Monument Grill, in front of Benito's. And now, let me just say this, I only have 1 minute, but we have a huge project coming up downtown that's probably going to start in September. We've been talking about it for years. We put in for grants. It's going to get going soon, and it's going to be disruptive to the parking behind all those restaurants downtown. But it's got to get done. So we're going to over-communicate as to what needs to get done, and it might just mean that, you know, we might have to walk a little further and park across the street instead of out front, but we'll let people know. Hey, Talking History with the Historical Commission, there's a brand new book out that the Historic brought over to me today. It's Wayland Park. It's all about the history of Wayland Park. It was so good. And we're getting ready. The DPW is down here working. If you've been by the park on hey, let's go back. If you've been down at Mechanic Street Park at Laurel, that's what the new pavilion's going to look like. You guys are sneaking it in there, huh? You're teasing people. That's what the new pavilion's going to look like. Isn't that cool?
That is very nice.
That is really cool. And they're down there. They're going to do it themselves. Doing a great job. And, you know, it gets hot down there. You got all those fields and places to play, but it does get hot. All right. See, we made it.
We made it.
So don't forget, call the Spanish American Center if you're interested in running some. They're well-oiled machine down there now. They've got a lot of history behind their belt. They've got a lot of experience down there. And the biggest thing is to keep kids where they like reading, no matter what it is they like to do. Keep them busy. We have so much going on between the rec department this year, the schools, the library, our Spanish American Center. There's something out there, and we're trying to get kids in the woods. You get them out there, get them a taste for getting on the trails.
Outdoors,
and
yes.
suddenly you can use your phone to look up plants, and you can use your phone
And we're
for
doing that.
directions and take
Yes,
pictures and share
yes.
that you're standing on top of the mountain, or, you know. Anyway, we're out of time here at Inside Leominster, and yeah, thank you for coming on.
Oh, thank you for having me.
We're out of time. Thanks to the whole crew here at LTV. Good night. God bless you. Remember, the world is run by those who show up. Thanks for showing up. Good night.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisInsuranceAgency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. EnterpriseBanking.com.
This is LTV.